but this is very much a political video. So if you're not into politics, you can scroll on. If you are, hang around, leave your questions in the comments so that I can ask them in future videos. I am a psychic channel, so the information that I'm getting is from my guides, the High Council of Light, and the general energies, because I'm also an energy reader, the general energies of the situation. Okay. Oh, this is recorded on June 25th, 2024. So, in general, if you watch my other videos, you know already about the position of the Trump Biden light versus dark, all of that stuff, right? You already know about that because you've listened. If you haven't, after this video, go and watch those as well. So basically, in a nutshell, there are people on the planet who are fourth dimensional souls who cannot separate themselves from their thoughts and emotions. So when you're trying to have a conversation with them and they just go off because you're talking about a topic and they're feeling personally attacked and they can't get past feeling personally attacked, those are a sign, that is a sign that that person is a fourth dimensional soul. That means they're a lower vibration. They don't have the ability to access information, knowledge, wisdom, creativity, manifestation, any of those things that are fifth dimensional and above. Okay. They cannot separate themselves from what they're feeling and what they're thinking because they think excuse me, because they think they are their thoughts and emotions. Okay. They think that's who they are, that's where their identity is. And so there is about 49.9% of the people on the planet right now are fourth dimensional souls. It used to be much higher, right? However, for generations and generations, higher vibrational souls have been coming in. Sorry, there's a fly in here. Their higher vibrational beings have been being birthed on the planet. That means they are coming in as fifth dimensional souls and living in the earth plane and trying to shift the knowledge and the wisdom on the planet so that the vibration of the planet can rise enough to get past all of this hate and war and destruction and othering, right? And which is part of the fourth dimensional experience. And so several years ago, in my teaching, I did a monthly channeling teaching, and they said that we had hit the 50% plus one of fifth dimensional souls on the planet. The problem is they had to be born, right? And so that means that it's going to take some time for them to mature and become power wielders on the planet. Meaning, there's a bunch of fifth dimensional souls, higher vibrational souls on the planet right now who are ready to contribute to moving the planet and all the people on the planet into the fifth dimensional higher vibrational experience. And there's enough souls on the planet to make that happen. But the little baby souls, the souls that are in little baby bodies, because there are no baby souls, the souls that are in baby bodies are just not adults that can help in decision making. So, it could be another 20, 30, 40 years before we start seeing real massive waves of fifth dimensional prosperity, because there's still an equal-ish balance of fourth dimensional souls and fifth dimensional souls. Okay. Fifth dimensional souls know that they're more than their thoughts and their emotions. They have experiences. They know that there's other people outside of them that are equally as important as them. They know that there's higher powers that are out there, whether they do that through meditation or religion or connection with the planet or with source, with the universe, however, but they know that they're more than just themselves. And they care about the other people equally as much as they care about themselves. And so they want to make choices that are going to be in the highest benefit of all. Okay. And that's one of the measures that you can use to identify whether a person who you're talking to, who you're listening to, who is a politician and so forth, are they making choices that are for the benefit of all, or are they making choices that will benefit themselves and their own narrowed agenda? Okay. Big tool you can always use. Who are they making this decision for? Meaning, a better question is, who is going to benefit from this decision, this choice, this rule, this law? Who's going to benefit? And if it's for the highest good of all, meaning everybody who's impacted is going to be benefited by it, like universal health care, then that would be a fifth dimensional choice. If it is for billionaires don't pay taxes, right? That's not for the good of all. That's for the good of a select few people, right? That's for capitalism. It's for greed, right? That's not the benefit of all. So those are fourth dimensional choices. Can fifth dimensional beings make fourth dimensional choices? Absolutely. Can fourth dimensional beings make fifth dimensional choices? No, but they can open to become a fifth dimensional soul, meaning they begin to start paying attention and they decide, they make a choice inside themselves. I don't want to be this person that's filled with hate anymore. I don't want to be this person who is constantly judging other people. I don't want to be the person who's always having to fight for everything all the time, every day. And then they can begin to learn how to make choices that are more aware, more clear, more high vibrational. And that's a whole nother discussion. So the people on the planet right now are equally balanced ish. There's 50% plus one, and a little bit more than that, of souls that are on the planet that are fifth dimensional, which means they are for the evolution of the people and the planet. There's 49.9% ish of people, souls that are on the planet that are against the evolution of the planet, and they are fourth dimensional souls. So I want to be really clear. Those are interchangeable. Fourth dimensional souls are also against evolution because they are their thoughts and emotions. They want to keep everything under control, under their own power. They want to keep everything rigid and restricted for others, not themselves, for others, so that nothing changes. Change is a fifth dimensional energy. Fourth dimensional energy is stasis, or staying the same, keeping everything equitable, right? We're all going to be the same here. Nothing's going to change. Men are still going to control women like they have for the last so many thousands of years. We can't change and offer universal health care to other people because then that would take something away from me, right? All of those things are fourth dimensional, fear-based, even nonsensical beliefs, experiences, thoughts, emotions that fourth dimensional people have, and there's 49.9% of them on the planet right now. And so that's why it's easy to understand. And when I say the planet, I mean the whole planetary population. Okay. There's some places they've got 80%, 75, 80% fifth dimensional souls. And you can tell by the way their society is run. And then there's other places that have, 70, 80% fourth dimensional souls. And you can tell by how their society is run, right? The countries that are about power and control and restriction and authoritarianism, those are very fourth dimensional. Now, the next thing I want to talk about or clarify is we have this balance. We've just tipped over, right? That 50% plus 1%, 50.1%. That means that the 50% plus 1 is going to have to make real fifth dimensional choices to hold the country in the fifth dimensional state, country, planet, organization, home life, everything, society, to keep that in a fifth dimensional state. Because the fighting's been going, okay, we one step forward, one step back, two steps forward, one step back, right? It's been this kind of thing. All you have to do is look at the last 8 years in politics to understand how fourth dimensional souls want to attain and retain power so that they can keep everything level. They can keep women subservient. They can keep the rich rich and the poor poor. They can do what needs to be done to control anything that is not them. Okay. Meaning the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the book bannings, for heaven's sakes. Right. Anytime anybody doesn't want you to have wisdom, okay, that is very much a fourth dimensional activity, because you might get a thought, fourth dimension, that's different than their thought, and then you won't follow their rules anymore. Okay. Very much fourth dimensional. So, and choices in government where the Senate and the House of Representatives have really demonstrated in their votes, in their actions, in their filibusters, in everything that they've done, what type of soul they are and what they are here to do, what their actual agenda is. Hold on, take a break. Meaning, fourth dimensional souls are against the evolution on the planet. They do not want anyone else to have power. They do not want anyone else to learn about their own autonomy, to make their own decisions, to be able to express themselves in their sexuality or in their gender identity or in their self at all, because then the fourth dimensional souls can no longer control them, right? If you know who you are and you're out living your life being who you are, you have a very drastically lower chance of being controlled by fourth dimensional souls. Fourth dimensional souls don't know who they are. They just know they don't want to change. Okay. And so you're never, ever, 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 I'm shaking the computer, you're never going to change a fourth dimensional soul's opinion. And so that's really super, super important to understand. Arguing with Uncle Fred at the holidays is not going to get Uncle Fred to change his mind, because you are attacking his thoughts and his emotions, and he's feeling personally attacked, and he's just going to lash out at you to defend himself. Okay? You're never going to change his opinion, so don't bother. Instead, what you can do is start fostering opportunities to share fifth dimensional content, fifth dimensional ideas, fifth dimensional thoughts and emotions, fifth dimensional laws, and rules and getting people to vote for those. And when I say getting people to vote for them, I'm not talking about the fourth dimensional souls. I'm talking about the fifth dimensional souls. Fifth dimensional souls are people who already understand that they're more than just their thoughts and emotions. They're out here living their life. They're trying to be a good person. They don't want to control other people and they don't want to be controlled. And they just want everybody to get along and stop messing with each other. Like, can't we just all get along? That's a baby fifth dimensional soul, meaning, 5.1, 5.2. Can't we all just get along? Okay. Now, there comes a time in our evolution as people when we have to stand in our own inner authority, in our own personal empowerment, in our own intellect, in our own choices, and not be moved. And what that means is there are times when we have to make the hard choices. We have to choose to stop fighting with Uncle Fred because Uncle Fred's never going to get it and we're just wasting our energy. We're making the wrong choice. When I say wrong, I mean not aligned. The choice is not going to get you the result that you want, which makes it unaligned, not aligned. Okay? Fighting with Uncle Fred is not the choice. The choice is to seek out organizations, seek out people, create your own communities, share messages that are the thing that you want to see bigger and more expansive, right? So let's say you really want universal healthcare. Okay. Universal healthcare is a fifth dimensional idea, concept, because it is for everyone. It benefits everyone. Now, you're going to have a fourth dimensional soul that pops up and says, it doesn't benefit me because I have to pay for somebody else. Rah, 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 rah. Fourth dimensional soul. Okay. Remember, they're going to defend their thoughts and emotions around the good of all. They're not for the good of all, they're for themselves. So look out for those people who say that. Okay. And you don't have to do anything other than go, you're a fourth dimensional soul. I know. Now I'm going to stop wasting my time arguing with you. Instead, I'm going to focus on contributing to moving forward this thing that I want, which is universal healthcare. So how do I do that? Well, I start talking to people and explaining to them, Obamacare is not a bad thing. Obamacare hasn't increased, blah, 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 right? Whatever the things are. Investigate, research the reality, the truth, not talking points, not somebody's opinion, the real factual truth of the money that has been saved because people now can get preventative care and that they have care even if they had a prior diagnosis before they got the insurance because you didn't used to. A lot of you may not know if you had diabetes and you were trying to get health insurance, they would cover you, they just wouldn't cover your diabetes. You had a pre-existing condition. So you were SOL. Anything that was around that diabetes, you didn't get covered. And so one of the things that Obamacare did was they added that you can no longer be excluded from coverage because of prior conditions. Now they have to cover the diabetes if you have it, right? So the idea that one person has to lose something in order for other people to gain is nonsense. That's a fourth dimensional thought. There may be some discomfort, some uncomfortableness as you move through the transitions, as you're trying to get from, and I'm still using this universal healthcare thing. So there may be some, growing pains in getting from where we are now to a universal healthcare system. There's going to be some learning along the way, right? But in general, it's going to be much easier and much better for the majority of the people. And ultimately, it's going to be better for everyone. That's the point, right? For the good of all. And so get involved in that thing that you want to benefit the good of all. And make sure that you understand that that also includes your requirement and responsibility to vote. Because there's also an aspect of the fifth dimensional soul that will say, oh, I'm just going to be love and light, and I'm love and light, and I'm just going to be love and light. And that means I don't have to participate in the human experience. And that's called light washing. Instead of whitewashing, we're light washing, meaning that you're in a state of delusion that you can change everything in the world or in your experience by just feeling love. Oh, I'm just going to feel love. I'm just going to love everybody in my life. It's going to be different. That's not how it works because you're in the human experience. You still have to make human choices. And those human choices include voting if you live in a country that allows that. Now, some of you don't. And, you know, that's for a whole nother, a whole nother video. So the voting thing is super, super, super important. And you want to make sure that you understand that when you are voting for the person, if you're a fifth dimensional soul, you're voting for the person that is most likely to get us as a country or wherever you are towards the fifth dimension. Nobody who is running right now can make the switch instantly from fourth dimension to fifth dimension. It's not possible on the planet right now. Okay. Because those little babies that are fifth dimensional babies, they got to grow up. We got to have, and there's more coming in, and there's more coming in, and there's more coming in. Right. And the people that are adults right now are not all voting. If you look at the people who registered to vote, I don't know the numbers. I don't remember them, but I'm just going to say it. It seems like there were like out of, I don't know, 142 million people that could vote, only 80 million voted. Those are not exact numbers, but there was, I mean, it's a big difference like that. So those people who didn't vote are discouraged. They don't think they need to vote. They don't think their vote counts. They didn't like any of the candidates, so they didn't vote. Or they were light washing. And the light washing people are the people that need to come out of their delusion as fifth dimensional souls. Remember that they are human and they have a responsibility to be a fifth dimensional soul in the human experience, which includes voting for the person and the persons that are going to move the rules and the laws and the money in the country towards the good of all. Okay. So it doesn't just mean the president. It also includes the Senate and the House of Representatives, because the last 8 years has really proven how much control the House and the Senate has. The president has things that what is it? The president has duties, duties it can perform. But the rules, the laws, and the money are under the auspices of the House of Representatives and the Senate. So, and also the judiciary, right? The court system, the Supreme Court, upholds the laws and makes decisions on the laws. So, a president can appoint judges, which can help with the judicial system and getting people in the judicial system who believe in the benefit of all, right? Or they can appoint fourth dimensional souls who do not, who want to go back into history and who want to keep things exactly as they are. We don't want anything to change. We don't want anybody else to have power but us, right? We want to control women because they're not able to decide what's good for themselves or their bodies, right? Fourth dimensional souls. Presidents can deal with foreign countries, which is very, very important. But the Senate and the House of Representatives make the laws and they spend the money. So if you're having problems and issues right now around laws or money, you dang well better be making sure that you're identifying who your House of Representative members are, who your senators are, and doing everything you can to get those people changed to people who will work in the benefit of all. Because it's been proven, you've seen it the last 8 years in bright neon lights. Who has the power over the laws and the money? They've stymied so much good that could have been done for the American people because they will not allow change. They will not allow power to go to anyone other than themselves. And so, if you are still voting for those people, you need to understand that you are making a fourth dimensional choice. And if you've gotten this far in this video, you're probably not a fourth dimensional soul because I would have pissed you off 2 minutes into this video and you would have left already. So you're most likely a fifth dimensional soul. So you need to ask yourself why you're making a fourth dimensional choice. Why are you lowering your vibration and trying to lower the vibration of the government in the United States? Why are you trying to lower the vibration of the society in the United States? Why are you doing that? Because that's about you. What are you afraid of? What is it that you feel like you're going to be disempowered by if everybody has universal health care or women have the right to choose what's happening with their own bodies? Women have the right to decide about their reproductive health. People have the ability to read whatever they want to read. And if you're having feelings about that are bringing up resistance, anger, frustration, fear, frustration in right? Why? What are you afraid of? And you need to deal with that because that is the stumbling block that is going to keep the United States from evolving into a fifth dimensional state of being, which means it works in the benefit of all its people. And if the United States is not shifting into the fifth dimension, there's no way the planet is going to shift into fifth dimension. So you're fooling yourself if you're out here going, oh, love and light will bring us into the fifth dimension. No, it won't. That's not how it works. You have to apply your love and light in the choices, which means you need to vote for presidents and senators and representatives who are going to, and council members and school educators and everybody, attorney generals and secretaries of state, everybody who's on the docket, everybody. Research them and find out which ones are the ones that are going to get us closest to the fifth dimension. Who's moving us toward that? Who is moving us towards the benefit of all? And if you're struggling and you're feeling some kind of way about when I say for the benefit of all, you also need to investigate that. Because when I say the benefit of all, and you go, well, what about the pedophiles? What about the murderers? What is the most beneficial thing that can happen to them and for them? Reform, right? Their highest benefit is to go to jail and be reformed, to be given the choice to change their life in a way that they can't escape. That's a good thing. That's a high vibrational thing. Putting them in a situation to choose reformation, to make a different choice. So don't think that fifth dimension is all about freedoms and everybody can do anything they want to do and people can hurt other people. It's not fifth dimensional. Okay. That's your fear talking. Fifth dimensional is logical choice and consequence. Logical choice and consequence. It's what the fifth dimension is. You make choices that are aligned with who you are at soul level. You go into the world, you continue to make those aligned choices. You vote in aligned choices for people who are going to do the things that are aligned to your choices, to your desires, to the highest vibration that we can get to in this moment. You manage your thoughts and emotions. You work through the ones you need to work through. You embody the ones that are most aligned for you. You encourage other people to align with the choices that are most aligned for them. And we lift each other up, not by, oh, I'm just love and light, by saying, hey, dude, that choice that you just made to yell at those people, that didn't feel like that was aligned for you. What's happening? What's going on? Why did you lash out at that person? Because that was a choice you wouldn't have made if you were feeling aligned, if you were feeling good about yourself, or if you were in a healthy mental or emotional state. That's how we support other people. We don't say, what's up? You just did something very out of character for you that is not positive, right? Sometimes we do out of character things that are positive because we're shifting, we're moving, we're changing, right? We're up leveling our vibration. And that's how we do it. We make different choices. But we can also lower our vibration by making choices. And so everyone that has continued to say, oh, I'm voting for Trump because of the finances. I'm voting for Trump because I'm aligned with him on abortion. I'm voting for Trump because, right? Understand. It's not an opinion. This is a fact. Okay? It's not negotiable. This is a fact. If you are choosing to vote for Trump or for any of the MAGA representatives or senators, you are feeding into the fourth dimensional lower vibration, refusing to change against the evolution of the planet vibration. That's who you are. Because as you are making that decision and you believe it and you choose it, that means you're aligned to it. And so you need to be very clear and understand that you are choosing to align to a negative, because you're lowering your vibration. You're going from fifth dimension to fourth dimension, a negative vibration. You are choosing, consciously choosing, to stop the evolution on the planet. You are choosing on purpose to restrict the benefit of all. You are choosing that on purpose. And you can't delude yourself, because your soul knows that. Your spirit knows that. Your unconscious knows that. And so it's super important that your conscious mind knows that, because then you can have the opportunity to make a different choice. Can't make a different choice about things you don't understand or that you're not aware of. Okay? We always have things in our unconscious or subconscious that we're not aware of. When they're brought to our attention, we can go, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore. I'm going to make different choices. That's how we change. That's how we evolve. That's how we upgrade. That's how we raise our vibration. We make different choices. But if you are still choosing that, you have no excuse. You have no excuse, because for the last 8 years, you have been given proof that Trump and the MAGA people are exclusively against power for the people. They are exclusively against the evolution of the planet and the people on the planet. They are exclusively against anything that would allow anyone other than themselves to have power. They are choosing to disempower other people. Do you think the abortion restrictions are empowering for people? No. The entire purpose of that is to disempower women and those with the womb. Disempowerment is what it's about. And so if you are still aligned with that, this is your wake-up call. You are choosing a lower vibration, negative, fourth dimensional choice that is going to keep you stuck, and that is going to give you the karma of disempowering you, because every choice has a consequence. Every choice. And the choice is equal to the consequence. So if you are choosing to vote and support disempowering other people, you are choosing to disempower yourself, because that's how it works. And so I don't want this to get too heavy, but that's the truth. And remember, my goal, my intention is always to tell you the truth. So the idea of shifting as part of voting, those are one and the same. And it's not just about the president, even though the president is so important. You also have to change the House and the Senate in the United States. Has to be done, not negotiable, not negotiable. You've had the last 8 years to see how, if the MAGA continues to have control of the House and the Senate, it will continue to get worse, because this election is the election to determine which way the United States is going to go. Are we going to go down and spiral back into the fourth dimension, into control over women, into power held by the elite, mostly white men? Or are we going to choose to go towards the benefit of all, towards the fifth dimension, towards helping and ensuring that more people, the most people possible, have the opportunity to be healthy, to succeed, to do well, to learn, to grow, to have power over their own bodies and their own reproductive health, to love who they want to love, and to abide in their own truth so that we can shift the planet towards the fifth dimension. Which one are you going to choose? Because this is it. This is choice time. This is it. We've been moving towards this one. Okay. All these years, all these 200 plus years, we've been moving towards this decision. Are we choosing darkness in fourth dimension, oppression and restriction? Or are we going to choose the light and moving towards the fifth dimension, moving towards the benefit of all? Which one are you choosing? Because you are choosing. And if you choose not to vote, you are choosing fourth dimension. You're giving your power away. That's just the truth. That's how it works. So, again, if you enjoyed this, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to go into more detail on, and I will see you next time.